Big Shook, Big Shook. It's really real right now.
Mr. DL.
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Who's off? Cause I could just lose your mind.
Yo, we are here, episode 65 of the Danger Zone podcast with
Big Shook.
Mr. DL.
I'm Chef Tony Nicole. Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, we are here, man. What's up?
Yes.
What's going on, Big
We
Shook?
here, man. Episode 65. You know, it's just it's a 3-ring circus right now, but no clowns. You know, we was gonna have somebody, but we have to deal with that next week. We'll grab somebody.
He fumbled the ball.
Yeah, he fumbled it.
But we could, or they could juggle or whatever. But first and foremost, excuse me. Today, as we record, it's been 13 years since the passing of Guru. You know, 13 years ago, we lost my beloved brother, Guru. For those who don't know, and well, most do, he and I started the group Gang Star, man, many years ago. As I went away for a period of time, he went to New York, met with Premier. They brought the group, you know, a bit more prominence. And then I returned, and then as we all ascended together, but a lot of great things happened. Guru did some great things, a lot of albums, jazz with Taz, but first and foremost, he was my friend. He was my best friend. He was something we embarked on. You know, I just want to let him know today to continue to rest in peace, but also we're still pushing the legacy forward. You know, we've merged, you know, with myself and you know, family, KC, and shout out to Premier, his son, and Premier. And we just want to say, man, you know, we miss you, Guru. You know, always rest in peace, and the legacy continues. And also on June 10th, there'll be a retrospect day in Roxbury, which is in Boston. For those who don't know, there'll be a block party down there, lockdown, given by Kai and Chris Smith, I believe it is. It's I think a buyback block movement. You can read about it. You'll see it. It'll be all online or what have you. But it'll be June 10th. Performing will be the legendary DJ Premier, spinning some greats. My brother, man, Edo G. Also, myself, Big Shook. And then also
another group, yeah.
R&B group, Planet Patrol, from back in the day. Shout out to them as well. And there'll just be some things going on, dancing. I think there'll be a mural dedicated to Guru. And it's just a hip-hop day. So if you're around Boston area, June 10th, save the date. Come through, man. We're going to rock it like no other and be a part of that epic event.
So here's a
what
question.
Y'all got going on?
Here's a question I was saving for a later episode, Big Shook, but I've always wanted to know, how many people were in Gang Star before it became Guru and DJ Premier? Like at its most members, were there a lot before that, or is it just you and Guru?
When we started the group, it was just me and Guru, period.
Yeah,
like all that time. So as we were doing talent shows and such, it's ironic too, because where the block party will be, Nubian Square, which was Nubian Ocean in Roxbury area back in the day. We also did a show at a place called Roscoe's Lounge that was right there. So, you know, I'm going to speak on that when, you know, I touch the stage. But it's just crazy because now me and Guru, actually, there's a place over there called Yuji's, and me and Guru used to like to get on the bus, any bus. We had a car, we get on any bus and do our routine in the back of the bus, just so people be hearing you, you know. And one time coming to Roxbury on that bus, Bobby Brown was on there. Oh, nice. Bobby Brown was about 15, and Guru had got the local groups mixed up, and he was like, yo, you in that group, The Ambitions, which was a legendary group from Boston beforehand. Shout out to The Ambitions. Larry Wu, rest in peace. But he said, no, New Edition. And this is when he was 15. You know what I'm saying? So all of us on the bus at that time. He gets off, but me and Guru was still rocking. But it was me and Guru for quite some time. And then we needed a DJ. So then we got my brother, Suave D. He didn't own any equipment. So he was our DJ for about a month because the person who did own, first of all, I had the equipment at my crib. So we were giving house parties weekly when I had the little equipment. He'd be DJing and me and Guru would do a little freestyle and spitting. And I charged people to get in, selling private stocks and shit, beer. So we was having some parties. But then dude came back and got his equipment. My brother didn't have no equipment. So I'm like, damn, we need a DJ. But me and Guru were still rocking and doing our little shows and stuff. And then he said he knew this kid named Mike Wanted to Be Down. DJ Mike Wanted to Be Down. And I was like, okay, let's see what's up. Now, so we go over to Mike's house and see his DJing skills and whatever. And I'm like, all right, but I'm roast master though. I snap on motherfuckers for sport. So I'm always roasting. He probably hated me on the low. Because I just was roasting on him. Day one, I was roasting on him. So I wouldn't be surprised if, he had some underlying hate, but like nobody could, do nothing to me.
I love how he said underlying hate.
I mean, if you couldn't verbally spar, then there was no match. But there really was no matches anyway at the time. So, so as time went on, I started doing my thing. I was in the streets, man. I was dealing with drugs and guns and different stuff and just wildness at the time. And so we separated. I wasn't incarcerated in the beginning, but we separated because the life I was living, Guru wasn't trying to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? He had came so far from how I seen it. Yeah. And so one day he left a little note in my mailbox, and then he went to New York. He left the note telling me he was going to New York and all that. He was going to be gone, and don't try to look for him or whatever.
You hear this, kids? He left a note, not a text.
In cursive.
In cursive. He left a note in cursive.
Well, that was way before. So he put it in the mailbox and said, don't try to look for me. I got to make this happen. And I was like, basically my attitude was like, fuck him anyway, because I'm the rapper. I'm the one. You know what I mean? That was my shit. So as time went on, he to New York. And when he went to New York, he had met Premier eventually. At first it was him. And then Damo, who was from Boston, shout out to Damo D, he went to New York too. He was out there too with him. So Damo was part of Gang Star at that point. And I think Smitty was doing some stuff with him. Shout out to both of them. But I think Damo was on a couple of projects with him. And he intended for Damo to be a part of it, along with Mike Wanted to Be Down, all that. But eventually, things didn't work out. And all those dudes went back to Boston. And as you know, Guru stayed and met Premier, and then, so be it. So after me, it was probably like 2 dudes with Guru. And then there was a break. There was Mike Wanted to Be Down tried to start his own part of Gang Star. When I got out, they had something called Gang Star Posse. You know what I'm saying? Which was
here it comes. This is what I wanted to get to. Perfect. Keep going.
The danger zone.
With Shad and Smitty.
There it is. Yeah, right there.
And Mike.
You're saying it right now.
They were Gang Star Posse. So because Gang Star had the power and the momentum and whatever, and I'm out too, so I'm not gonna be feeling that either. But at this time, legally they would cease to exist. They cease and desist. So that was done. You know what I mean? So but they changed their name then from Gang Star Posse to Posse in Effects. So they did a little song or whatever in a video, and eventually they dissolved.
See,
so
in my early days of being an engineer, those guys were my clients at one point at Boston Skyline. Do you remember that studio by any chance?
Mm-hmm.
So I had the B room downstairs, and Pete, shout to Pete Boards, he had the A room.
Love Pete.
Pete Boards, my man.
And so these guys come in, and the guys you're talking about, and I don't have an issue with them. I thought they were cool dudes, but they were like, yeah, we're in the original Gang Star. And you know me, Big Suge.
He was like, "Oh no, you not."
I was like, "Oh, okay," and I just like I'm trying to work, and they're saying this and that, and I'm like, "Oh, okay," and I finally I'm like, "Well, hold on a second," and I went and got all my vinyls out of my trunk because I was a DJ, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, "What song are you guys on?" You know what I'm saying? Like I was straight up like, "What song are you on?" And then all the engineers are like, "Oh no, they're this, they're that," and you just answered my question where I was like, how are these guys walking around saying they're in something? And you just said it. It's not Gang Starr, it's Gang Starr Posse.
Well, here's the thing too. So me being not of the basically the hip hop ilk of that time, I was more or less coming home and on some street shit still, like, you know, my reputation and whatever. So by the time I even really connected with dudes, that shit was over with.
Yeah.
But it was always respect. Like today, my last album, Smitty actually produced 2 joints on there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those guys are cool. I got a couple of songs with Sandro, like way back. He was on my first album. You know what I mean? But I was just wondering. I was just wondered that, like, I don't like. I know I'm not in Gang Starr. I don't. At the time, I didn't really know anyone in Gang Starr. But I'm like, I know you're not in that group. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
here's the crazy. See, there's a crazy thing too, as people know. So that you might see the Gang Starr logo with there's a Gang Starr logo with Big Suge in the middle instead of Gang Starr, right? And you'll see.
Well, that's your logo.
Yes, but I'm saying people will say, "Well, damn, how's he able to do that if they don't know?" You know what I mean, right? And then that's because I created that group. And so that's why, you know, everybody knows.
I think you're a much bigger exception because if you are a Gang Starr fan, you know Big Suge because you're on their top 3 biggest song. Maybe I don't know if they're biggest number wise, but Militias, that's the song right there, bro.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like that's the one. There's a single of it. It was released as a single. You know, the
legacy of everything. The legacy was built though, as far as I'm concerned, with me. Is because I was just talking to, I think my daughter, and I was telling her, so the first video I was ever in was Don't Take It Personal.
Yep.
Right? Or Take It Personal, right? Shout out to Singapore, he got Don't Take It Personal, but Take It Personal was my first video. So now when I did that video, I had a job though, you know what I'm saying? At the time, I was trying to walk the straight and narrow, and I think I was working at a Cumberland Farms or something. So back in them days, if you on a video, you was huge. Like, because like that's what everybody watched it. Everybody saw it. So kids I was out in North Attleboro. Kids would come out there and see me in the store, like, you know, and they like, damn, that dude's like in the video, whatever. Like all the time, kids was coming in there all the time, right? And then their parents would say shit like, "Oh, my kid's crazy. He's saying that you're in this video all the time." And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Right? So
they're right.
That's how big it was, because first of all, on albums, you got 4 videos. You know what I mean? Back then, you were getting 4 videos. They were going to play on everything. Gang Starr might not have been platinum, but the run was the same. Like they were playing, you were going to see Gang Starr videos.
Yep.
So I was in all of them. By the time I hit, I was in all of them with them. So you might have seen LL or whoever else in these videos, but you wouldn't see them around the way. But me, you were seeing. You know what I mean? Like, so, and I was, trust me, it wasn't.
Shit was around the way guy.
I mean, you know, there wasn't a video at that time that was being played like that you was gonna see in the rotation that some shit that Suge was in. Like just me, and I remember I was a memorable character, I guess still. You know what I mean? So everywhere I went, it was that big, just being in videos.
Yeah, you got a presence. That's why
when I started
the acting, you know, it's a very easy transition because you have the personality, you're funny, you've already had that like in front of the camera experience, so you can be yourself.
To be honest with you, Tanya, to be honest with you, I look the part to people. So what I mean by that is like, I'm Big Suge. I was like this big menacing character. That's what I played, the videos or whatever. And so I looked at the people when they would meet me. They was like, "Oh, this dude, like, you know." And even bouncers, I told you before, they thought I was security for Gang Starr. You know what I mean? Well, these was my dudes. You know what I mean? But I started seeing that's how like fans. You heard excuse. Hold on, y'all. Someone's trying to hit me on.
Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe.
Subscribe a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Next week we might have 2 guests. I'm not sure yet what we're gonna have next
week.
Week.
Two guests.
Make sure you hit that. Everyone listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube. Thank you for listening.
And if you want to see our faces,
man.
See us on YouTube.
So, and at the same, go ahead. Yeah, it's all good. Hit that like button. You know what time it is. But so the thing is, like I was saying in a nutshell, them videos made you bigger than life at the time. When I started rapping, that's why Tupac, rest in peace, was all super happy. Because when I first seen him after the first thing, see, people listen to all the records, like they listen to everything.
Yeah.
So when I first did that Fuck Around, Lay Around, FALA, on Hard to Earn, so everybody was hearing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we saw Tupac after that, and he was saying, yo, I knew you was gonna rap. I told people you was gonna rap just from seeing me in the video. This is Tupac. Yo, I'm no bullshit. I knew you was gonna rap. Oh, he was so happy, like a little kid. You know what I mean? Like I told you the story.
He foresaw it. He was like, this dude's in every video.
Right. And then when I sounded, like that's what I mean about how you sounded to people. So how I sounded in the record, like that was like how he wanted me to be. Like he was like, yeah, this dude like Fuck Around, Lay Around. That's the title. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it was just such a memorable time. As I spoke, I kind of went a little left with the conversation, like went longer. But it all comes from Guru and me just having this little ass dream and be like, we could be rappers, and we were grown men at that time already. Where a lot of dudes, teenagers and stuff, me and him was already like, 23 and 24, like, considered older dudes. You know what I mean? So,
like, it's interesting. You guys were, you said on episode 1 or 2, you guys were lip syncing or whatever to Run DMC music, and you're older than them.
Yes.
So it's kind
of. I almost had to knock out one. But but it's crazy too. Something. So many things didn't happen, DL, and I'm glad that was one of them that didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
you might have a bad cloud. People would be like, yo, that guy shit was cool, but I don't know, man. He knocked out Run one night. I don't want him over here.
It would have been. It would have been good that evening. It would have been good that evening, for who I am, whatever. But I had no way of knowing from that point right there that I was going to be around these people so much, and the ascension and the music. I had no idea, So that's why I'm saying I'm literally places with Running and D, chilling, eating, laughing, and talking, and several different. Because Jack the Rapper was big back then, and Impact, all these different things. And I was with these guys a bunch of times. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo. So imagine he might not have remembered who I was. But, I would have punched him in the face or something. Then it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I would have knew it every time I seen him. You know what I mean? So it didn't happen for a reason. So, you know what I mean?
There's not
and guess what? That's that divine intervention, So
there's not too many rappers like that I want to oh man, I would love to work with this guy. But for some reason, DMC, I just want to work with him on something. I always like DMC. Yeah.
Put it out there in the world.
And you know what? Did you see him with the bass
Brady
Watts?
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, because they're doing something too.
That's cool.
And that's somebody that will do that. If you reach out to him, he will do that. You know what I mean? If you I'm DL, I want to,
I've met him, but not in my professional life. I was a kid, So yeah.
I used to want to rock with him too, but then I felt too as I got older though. Obviously, my style evolved. Their style.
I'm not saying you're right, but it's to me it's like, damn, if this guy didn't exist, me and Big Shug might not be doing a podcast right now about hip hop. Listen
to this one though. So I looked at that like with Flash and Melly Mel in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But they never broke like that though. Like Flash and Melly Mel never broke to the point where they could be like, we got millions of dollars from rapping. What I'm saying? Like,
this is what I'm saying though. They were that big.
Someone don't like what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, don't push me because I'm close to the end. My mother knew that, rest in peace. My mother knew that.
Yeah.
Yo, my mother knew the Run DMC shit, right?
My mom knows Run DMC. My mom knows, let's see, who's my mom know? My mom is about to be 70.
Oh, boy.
She knows Run DMC, Snoop Dogg. Like, she knows who everyone is, but I'm saying their music. Salt and Pepper, Busta Rhymes, Cypress Hill.
Listen, my mother, not the country, but my mother would be like, certain songs she remembered. Like that song they had, You Talk Too Much. Homeboy, you never shut up. Right? She never forgot that one. And
oh, no shit.
One, if you don't like if you don't like my ways, then you can send me back in 30 days. Right? So she would tell you those two little.
Maybe a little Walk This Way. I don't know.
I remember one time I was getting ready for high school and I was late and I was like, fuck, I was looking for my Source. I couldn't find my Source magazine.
Uh-oh.
And I wasn't saying what I was looking for because no one, and I looked and my mom was reading it at the kitchen table.
She was like, trying to catch
up. Snoop Doggy Dogg is
like,
about.
who is this guy? But I was talking to
parents.
Oh, go ahead.
All kind of parents and stuff knew, like Snoop, Buster. They all knew Buster because remember Buster was so animated, and hoo-ha
character,
and all parents knew. I mean, your mother and your father.
Snoop Dogg transcends rap. Like he doesn't even have to be a rapper. Like, everyone just knows who he is. He's Snoop Dogg.
He has a kids show.
Yeah, he's Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, but plus
he's not a rapper. He's fucking Snoop Dogg.
He looked like a little. The thing about him is he looked like a little Doberman Pinscher.
He does.
So it was like he was like Dog Man, and it kind of went with it. Like, and he knew that, he rolled with that. You know what I mean?
They put that in your head though in this first music video. Remember the transition?
Yeah,
I was gonna say that.
When he turned into the dog.
Yeah.
But do you remember that movie? Did you ever see the movie Clash of the Titans?
The remake, I think they just remade that. But no, I don't think.
No, the original one with Harry Hamlin. Well, in that movie, the great James Earl Jones played Thulsa Doom. He was like, the ruler, in that, And when in the movie, real quick, when Conan was a baby, before he became the warrior, when he was a little kid, Thulsa Doom and his men attacked his town where he was at and chopped his mother's head off, right in front of him. And then this happens in the movie, and then they take Conan and the rest of them, and they raise these kids as like slaves, and workers and slaves, and then he becomes, this. But then he learned the truth that he remembered that Thulsa Doom was the dude chopped his head off. So they was at this. It was like the old Greek mythology times. So they were having these big, ridiculous orgies and things like that. And there was one
the danger zone.
Yeah, so there was one specific thing where dude turned into the snake. They said that he would turn into a snake because he used to change his swords into snakes. Like he would take a snake and turn it into a sword and an arrow and shoot it, and you'll kill you. So he turned into a snake himself. Like in the movie, they got this part. Like if you ever get to just see the movie, like Clash of the Titans, Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the Barbarian. I was gonna say Clash of the Titans is with that other guy, the one that looks like Pierce Brosnan, but it's not Pierce Brosnan.
I just mixed two movies, but Clash of the Titans with Harry Hamlin. You know what I mean? And
I seen both of them. Classic.
Yeah, I remixed
There's
them.
Conan, and then there's Conan the Barbarian, and then they came out with the one with the female. What's her name?
The Mermaid. No.
Lucy Lawless.
No.
What's her name? Xena?
Nah.
I don't know.
Anyway, watch the series. It's good old school 80s movies.
I'm glad we covered up that we talked about that Gang Starr thing, because that's how it's been on my mind for years. And I told someone I was talking about it recently, like a year ago or maybe less, and someone's like, "Why don't you just ask Big Shug?" And I was like, "Damn, I'm gonna ask him on the podcast."
I'm gonna ask him on the podcast.
Also, but on another note, I just want to say, we were speaking about this off air a little earlier, but for all the Tyler Creator fans, Tyler the Creator, his new album has just achieved something that's never been done before. Tyler the Creator's Call Me If You Get Lost, I ain't calling that dude, has now achieved something that's never been done before. As the 21 album tops the Billboard charts once again. According to chart data, the LA-based creative is the first ever artist to have an album reach #1 on the top R&B and hip-hop album charts in 3 different calendar years, 21, 22, and 23. So
3 years
even though if you might know his music or you might not, he's a credible talent because even stuff like that, like you'll just making more money, and more people listening to your music. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tyler Creator on that move. That's never been done before. You know?
So
go ahead.
I got some funny things. Fredro Starr gets backlash for claiming that. Yeah, he got backlash from Cameron and Mace and every other person alive for claiming that Michael Jordan wore a bald head because of Onyx.
Oh boy.
Well,
and
anybody who would make that statement obviously didn't see Michael Jordan in his early career.
Yeah.
Because if you see Michael Jordan in his early career, you were like, man, his hair never grows. It was just the smallest TWA, which we used to call back in the day teeny weeny afro. You understand what I'm saying?
Teeny weeny afro.
Yo, it never grew. And then you would see that his pops was bald on the top. Rest in peace, the great James Jordan.
Rest in peace.
And then you say, so he shaved. So we know that. I mean, if you know, you know. So I'm saying that, I mean, of course you're going to get that backlash. But he just had a birthday, too. I think he had a birthday yesterday, right?
Michael Jordan or Alex?
Michael Jordan. Oh, Fredro. Yesterday. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he did. Because shout out to my man Smiley, our man. Smiley's on tour with them right now. You know what I'm saying? So he's running around, man, a little Frankenstein. But that's my dude, though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Smiley on that Onyx tour. You know.
I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If you're starting to go bald, just shave it off. It's much sexier than you trying to cover it up. We ladies know you trying to cover it up. So if you're doing it for us, please stop.
Let me tell you, because back in the day when men used to have comb overs and stupid hair, bald ring around the head with that hair with no top, the bird nest special.
Yeah.
Your wife couldn't tell you nothing back then. Those were the days where it was like,
all right, hold on. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Those were those times.
The second greatest basketball player. Kind of was the first person to make a baldy
Hold on, you just can't pass that. So, what's your criteria? What's your criteria for saying he's the second best basketball player?
Because there's a guy who's better than him, and that's all. That's all. Yeah, that's it.
But what's making you think he's better than him? Why are you saying?
Watching him play, I watched them both play.
Hold on,
who they played against, and all that.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Are we gonna make this a basketball episode?
You gotta slow down. So you saying you've been a basketball fan like that since Michael Jordan was playing?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, so you would say that?
Yeah.
So you can name.
I'd say.
So you can name. Listen to me. So you've been that kind of basketball fan. So you can tell me 4 teammates that Mike had on his team.
On which team?
Any
team?
He making fans.
I'll give
4
you.
Teammates.
I'll give you. He
gonna give you a roster.
I'll give you bad ones. Luke Longley.
Well, see, I'm talking about. You're talking about
Cartwright.
Because I can give you 4 or 5 bad players off of every team right now.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, including the Celtics.
B.J. Armstrong. I'm going back to the early days. And,
what does he play? Did you know what position he played?
B.J. Armstrong?
Right.
I'm assuming B.J. Armstrong was the point guard.
Okay. I'll tell you the rest after you finish. I'll tell you. Go ahead. Who else you know?
I'm not going to say Scottie Pippen because Michael Jordan's son's banging his ex-wife right now.
We all know that.
Wait, whoa.
Tony Kukoc.
That was a little later.
Yeah, that was later. That was late, yeah.
Okay, that's like 5'6".
Okay, yeah, but I was saying about Michael Jordan, I think he was the first person to popularize the bald head.
We can stop this, but see, the reason why I stopped that second greatest player, so now you said Tony Kukoc, right?
Yeah.
Do you know where he's from?
It's like Serbia or something like that.
Okay, and do you know his position on the team and why he was like what that whole controversy was about that? No,
I remember there being a country, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what it was.
What was the controversy?
They showed it in The Last Dance, though. I do remember that.
What?
So
I forget what it was.
Though that'll be a day for another show because I could do a whole show like with you
Okay, give us a short synopsis.
On sports teams and great players on teams then as opposed to now.
Yeah.
Like for instance, real quick, people always talk about Bill Russell having 11 championships, right? So they want to now, because now everybody talks now in these days, they want to talk about how, those weren't really whatever. There was only 8 teams.
Yeah.
Then it only got to this amount of teams. Let me tell you something. First and foremost, if there's a league somewhere that's professional, that they're paying you to play, whatever you're doing, that means that you guys, out of all the other people that they could get, you guys are the best. Baseball, whatever it was, you guys are the best at that time.
I'm not mad at
the best at the time.
So when I hear people say that, right, they say, well, Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Okay, well, LeBron's the GOAT. Okay, Larry Bird's the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, Michael Jordan, his teams never beat Larry Bird in them teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Larry Bird was great. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, we just know it's so much shit. That's, like I said, that's a whole nother show, because there's some more basketball shit I want to talk about on this show anyway. I let it slip anyway because I should have been on the reins of it, because we were supposed to return with our playoff picks for basketball. So I don't know, I kind of slipped. Then I was like, yo, now we're already deep into it. So I was like,
knees deep.
They didn't want to donate no more.
Go ahead.
They didn't want to donate no more chicken dinners. But but you know what?
We ended up even pretty much.
I won.
That.
I won. I won.
Huh?
I won. You won the first. You won the chicken round. I won the Super Bowl. And we were tied. We were tied, but I won the Super Bowl. So I think I won.
Yo, who you talking to, James?
A ella le gusta la gasolina.
Hey,
but we can skip the first round. We could skip the first round and start in the second round if you want. That'd be cool.
Well, we'll talk. But anyway,
like first round bye. We all had a first round bye or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Since we're on basketball, right quick, I want to run through it right now because I've been paying attention. Obviously,
I know you're gonna. I wonder if someone's gonna be stupid as hell in basketball.
No, they could have been, but I got one that's better than that. That could have been one.
Right.
But if anybody's been watching, Golden State played Sacramento.
Yep.
And in that game, everybody's favorite player to hate, Draymond Green, stomped Sabonis on the chest.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you saw
so
it?
Now, here's the thing that's crazy about it. First of all, the dude that people don't know, the dude did grab his leg. Now, mind you, if you grab his foot like how he did, if you got a little bit of goofiness going on, or you ain't really balanced, he could have busted his ass.
Yeah,
that's the way he grabbed. And then
that's how Bo Jackson got fucking his football career injured ever. Over.
Why he grabbed him by his leg, and dude got out. Now he could have got out and probably got over, and he stomped his chest. But it still was more. It wasn't as hard. Trust me, when people say he stomped him, but if you really stomp him, trust me. You know, in basketball,
that's why he only got 1 day suspension.
Yeah.
But listen, even in basketball, though, when dudes get slapped, elbow, stuff that used to happen to us on the court all the time growing up, right? I've never seen anybody like a pro basketball player who was there like,
yeah.
Like they got the worst type of hit ever, right?
They have to sell it,
like in soccer.
Like they have to sell it.
I mean.
So, I think LeBron flops. Like I think he flops a lot. Like people say that about him, that he flops, but he does flop. I'm not going to argue that he doesn't, but he also doesn't get a lot of calls. So that's why he has that's why he has the flops, because those are the calls. He's finally getting the call when he's going,
yo, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
my leg.
I'm gonna tell you. Maybe you watch the games that I don't watch because
let me rephrase my statement. The later age LeBron, I don't feel gets the calls that he
okay, because LeBron gets to the line quite a bit, man. Because I think you kind of missed the DL, because LeBron is so strong still at the age 38 that when he gets to the rack, they're still fouling him, and this dude's going to the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think there's a few other guys that really flop, but he's still powerful. But shout out to LeBron and the Lakers. They won their first game in their series where they weren't supposed to. People didn't think they would. Yeah. But they gelling at the right time. They defeated John Morant and the Grizzlies. And John Morant got hurt, so they played in game number 2 tonight. Boston Celtics are up 2 on the lowly Hawks. Shout out to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and Horford and the rest of the guys, Miss Smart and such, and Derek White, ridiculous pickup. They're just doing great, man. Sam Hauser from the bench with the threes. So they're up 2-zip. Philly is up 2-zip.
We left San Francisco too early. I wanted to talk about something that happened in San Francisco.
Uh-oh.
I wanted to talk about something that happened at that game.
We can go there. I'm just getting the little playoffs out the way because I know exactly where you're going to go. Because, the dude I know exactly where you're going. But tonight we got some good games coming. It's 1-1 with New York and Cleveland. It's just been real entertaining, you know what I'm saying, with this basketball. So stay tuned. But you could go to your favorite rapper.
Yeah, Draymond Green, did he get ejected from that game? Draymond Green?
Not that game.
Oh, well, he should have got ejected with E40.
Oh, boy.
E40 was ejected from where do they play? I forget the name of the arena. It's famous. Whatever it is. E40 was courtside and was in a shouting match with a female fan who was, filming him, fighting with him, and filming him and shit like that. And the group around says that the woman instigated it, but who knows? I'm sure she probably did. I mean, what the fuck does E40 care about some lady in the, you know what I'm saying? Like 12 rows back, you know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing,
he's wearing $1 million watch. You don't think he cares about you?
Well, now he's wearing a $1 million watch outside.
Yeah.
It turns out that the woman was kept telling him to sit down. You know what I'm saying? And they're at a game standing up. That's what people do. Anybody who even has a sideways notion about E40, and a lot of OG rappers for the most part, dudes ain't in nowhere starting no trouble. Yeah. He wasn't in there starting trouble. You got hecklers around him. That's like me cheering for the Celtics. Yeah. But everybody around me cheering for the Hawks.
Yeah, it's like, do you really think E40 walked in and he was like, dude, that guy's a plumber. Oh, that guy's a plumber. Fuck you. No.
Oh my God.
You don't know. He's a fucking, he's watching a basketball game. Trying not to be bothered by you.
I'm gonna have to say though, it was pretty much like a racial thing.
Oh no, sorry.
Because
I don't know how you could watch basketball and be racist. I said I don't know how you could like basketball and watch it and pay money to see it and watch it on TV and be racist. It blows my mind.
This is what I'm gonna have to tell you. That's when you have to go back and look at people like Bill Russell, Jackie Robinson. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody in the crowd was white.
Yeah, what did I say on the podcast?
How do you own an NBA team and be racist?
I said people in Massachusetts are so racist, they listen to the Celtics on the radio.
I mean,
he's dying over here. The danger zone.
In those times you had to. But that's what I mean I know what you were saying. But then if you think about it, it's like Red Auerbach was the first coach to start all 5 black players. You know what I mean? And he got flack for that, but he didn't care about that.
It wasn't necessarily.
It's still people.
He still could have been a racist. He could have just wanted to win. You know?
No, I don't think.
I'm not saying he was or he wasn't. I don't know anything about him on that level. So
I don't think you could have been a racist if you really worked. You know what I'm saying, with the black players and stuff, because you were a person with that mindset always thinks they're going to always think that you're down, you're beneath them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so as it got stronger, as people became stronger as a people, it kind of started moving the needle and stuff like that. You know what I mean? To do other things. But at first, if a person was that way, that's how they were going to keep it. Look, we just realized that dude who lost the Clippers, the owner of the Clippers.
Donald Sterling.
He was talking crazy racial shit, but he owned the team. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think Magic Johnson ended up buying it from him or something.
It's the dude to be sitting there. I forget his name, but the dude who owns the team. he's like one of the biggest fans, like Mark Cuban. You know, he be in there amped up watching the games and shit. I love that type of shit.
Yeah.
But yo, that showed you that there's people that are around. Like this dude owned the whole team. And the majority of the people that playing when you're black, that's making you your money. And you talking shit like that.
Well, when you reach a certain level, you can guarantee what kind of people you're around.
Speaking of that,
so
you know, just like you're saying,
that that you have all that money and this is how you think, and then you surround yourself with the people that you hate. Like it's like.
Would you do a movie with Mel Gibson?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like. What are we talking? What kind of movie we doing though?
Like a scene, you and Mel Gibson, like.
Is it a love scene?
The reason I ask is because 50 Cent and Mel Gibson are about to do a movie together, and I'm sure it's probably going to be like a cop buddy movie, and I'm just curious on what the take is on that, because I know that people in the Jewish community don't like him still, so I was just curious like what the black community was saying.
I mean, I think like there's so many things that have been done, and so many cheeks that have been turned the other way, or heads been turned the other way, as far as when you go back and the differences between like Elvis marrying
14-year-old
teenage girl and Jerry Lee Lewis marrying his cousin and all this stupid shit, like people turning cheeks, whatever. But on the other side of the coin, they trying to crucify people.
Chuck Berry, they put Chuck Berry in jail for the same thing that they were like, oh, Elvis did the same thing. Oh, it's cool, bro. Put this guy in jail. Put this guy in jail.
So as we know, but then some guys were running freely, like Jack Johnson, just because he could beat up people, was gonna ride around with white women back in those days, like, which was crazy. Like, and nobody did nothing to him. Eventually, he had to go to jail, taxes and all that. But in his heyday, they just liked him because he was black as he want to be, but beating up people, white, black, mostly white. So they
were like, we can't fuck with this one.
Yeah,
they let them do different. But you know how people are.
Back then, they didn't have an arsenal of weaponry and tanks and vests and everything. They had to walk up to the car and with a 6-shooter and be like, "This guy might have a 6-shooter too, and he could beat all of us up."
Let me tell you.
So let's just let him go.
he might have had a 6-shooter, but I think that's right around them times. Too, is when they tried to come rolling up with them little machine guns with the big ass spinner on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But that's all them gangster movies in the 1920s. You know what I mean? So, but you know what? I tell you, hopefully, man, they give him some type of apology, like they did Charles Oakley, I believe. You know, whereas there's no reason like for that. He didn't do nothing. You know, he was probably why, and the woman felt that she could say whatever she wanted. I know he wasn't threatening nobody and saying no crazy shit. So E40, man, was good, man. Shout out to the legend E40. I believe they play tonight, and then he'll be there tonight, you know, where they are. You know what I mean? So it should be a good game. And
but that
Draymond is suspended for the stomp out for 1 game.
Yeah.
And I feel like they'll still be all right because they're home and they do that much better at home.
Yeah.
And when you get Curry and Clay and Poole and them shooting.
Yep.
Lights out, baby. So,
bro, isn't it crazy that Mel Gibson at one point, like all time, I think he's one of the biggest, if not the biggest movie star of all time, and he fell so far and so hard. I've never seen anything like it. He's crawling his way back up, but it's well,
you know,
it's crazy.
You know what? Some people fall so hard that they can get back. Look, like you said, he's crawling his way back up.
Yeah.
But what about that other guy, Kevin Spacey?
Nah.
He was big as hell.
Yeah.
He was like,
see,
you know what I mean?
When it comes down to that shit, like, all right, so let's just say you're like, who's a famous racist like right now, like someone who's a racist that.
Who?
Like I can't think of anybody, but there is someone a famous racist right now, like someone who's known to be like.
Just say Person X.
Yeah, Person X. Like Person X can be racist and still have a following, but when you are a pedophile, it's hard to get a public following when you're a fucking pedophile.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just not gonna happen. It's the most ridiculous, asinine type thing to mankind. Heinous.
Like David Duke. There you go. David Duke. He used to be in like one of the leaders of the Klan or something. That man has a following. I guarantee you got a verified Twitter with 1 million people on it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but a pedophile, like you're done, bro. You're out. Like,
freedom of speech is one thing. That shit is disgusting.
Actually, at once upon a time, the pedophiles did have a following. It was called priesthood. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, it was called Thriller. Let me see here.
At one time, there was a bunch of priests migrating to these churches. Everybody knowing what was going on, and they were all petties. You see what I'm saying? And then it got exposed many years later. But they knew, people knew about it. They would go to the higher priests or whoever, and they'd send them to other places or the little camps they had for trying to act like they were going to cure pedophiles, whatever. But nah, that shit wasn't the case. They was hiding people. We'll deal with our own law. That's how it was with them. Yeah, but not anymore. You know what I mean? So,
not anymore. All right. Last thing I had for on my end was we don't know. No one knows what happened. Like, you know, but shout out to Jamie Foxx. I hope whatever is going on with Jamie Foxx. I hope he gets through that.
Definitely prayers and thoughts.
Let me tell you, Jamie Foxx will go down when it's all said and done. To me, as one of the greatest entertainers ever. Let me tell you something.
Wow.
He's not only a funny dude, he's a funny dude, like, you know, like naturally.
Yeah.
But then he showed the world that he could also be a dramatic actor, like for real.
Singer.
Well, hold up, we getting there. The dude's not only a singer. If you ever heard him sing, he's a fucking beautiful singer. This dude hits all the notes, everything, man, and he can play any instruments.
And he just started singing when he did the Ray movie. He did that song with Kanye West. That was the first song he ever recorded.
Huh?
The song he did with Kanye West for the give you money. He said that was the first song he ever recorded.
It wasn't the first shit he ever sang though. He sang mad shit. That's how. Like before that, I knew he was already a singer. You know what I mean? Because if anybody knows the story, I think he was trained
after In Living Color.
No, he said it in an interview. The first thing he ever did was that. Like it was the.
Nah, that's not true. So, I heard him sing before that. That's why when he sang on there,
but he said that was his first song. Like that was his first song.
You mean the one with Twista?
No, the one with I don't know. Twista, Conway. I'll give you money. That song right there.
Nah, that's Ray. He did the thing. Nah, see, because that Twista shit was before that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to go back and look
his
at
own. I don't know. I saw that. Yeah, I'll go.
Because remember,
that's what he said.
If you remember, it was with Kanye.
Yeah.
He did that. Yeah, not the Ray song, not that you give me money, not that. It was the other one with Twista.
I'll send you the video. It's all good.
Yeah. But anyway, needless to say, the dude was flawless singer, and I believe he was trained to play a bunch of instruments too coming up because he could play the piano and do other things. But I thoroughly like he's one of those. He's like an old school entertainer.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when we would watch those movies, like and even I'm talking about way back, even maybe in my parents' time as well. Back then, actors could sing, dance, and act.
You have to do it.
It wasn't just like that one thing. Now, and he could do all of that.
Yeah.
Like now, you still saying?
I always thought he was good. I think he was funny. I think his comedy was good. He had great timing, but his dramatic shit is just like, to me, he's really good at drama. Like,
let me tell you, that dude was Ray, and then he was doing the Mike Tyson one. I said, damn, I gotta see that shit.
Yeah,
but it came out yet, not that one, but I know he pulled that shit off. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but first and foremost, may he get well, may he be healed.
100%.
You know, in the name of God. Man, we praying for you, Jamie. You know, let's get back out here, man, and see what's good, man. Because we need you, man. It's, you know, and we enjoy you, man. Dude's dope, man. Dude's fire. Also, I think what's that dude's name? Little Uzi Vert, Little Hairsy Vert. is going to be on Saturday Night Live.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I believe it. So let me see.
He's the guy who I sound like the hater. He's the rapper who I don't like him as a rapper. Yeah. But
what about him?
I don't like him. I don't like his.
I don't listen.
Music.
I don't listen to him like that. But
Nah.
you know, do your thing. I'm all about the call of doing your thing. You know what I mean? So
doing your thing.
He's just I just never dug his stuff. That's all.
I don't. You know,
I feel like every time I see an artist or musician on Saturday Night Live, it like either fuels my fandom or it just completely turns me off.
Yeah, like that one we saw.
I mean, if you're funny, you're funny. Like, trust me, they put me on.
Is he gonna host or be the musical guest?
I'm gonna read something I think here. It says Little Uzi Vert has never been afraid to call controversy, but his upcoming Saturday Night Live appearance with Pete Davidson might rub his friend Kanye West up the wrong way.
Gotta do a Kanye skit.
Yeah, on Saturday, who knows? On Saturday, April 15th, the show's official Twitter account announced that Davidson will return to host a show that made him famous. On May 6th, and the Just Wanna Rock rapper will be the musical guest. Davidson's appearance will mark his first return to the show since May 22nd, when he left as a cast member. Now, if people know or are in the know, Little Uzi Vert and Kanye once got matching tattoos. He got matching tattoos.
What?
Little Uzi Vert got matching tattoos with Pete Davidson when he split from
Kim K,
the ex-wife of Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? So hold up, to clarify. He got matching tattoos with West, Kanye West, after Davidson split with West's ex-wife Kim Kardashian, and he hasn't yet commented on appearing alongside West's former love rival. Kanye and Little Uzi have had a relationship that dates back to years, even linking up on Travis Scott's Watch single in 2015.
Hold on.
But you know, relationship is
on one thing.
Yeah, relationship has always became a crazy word. But anyway, but if West fallout with Kid Cudi over his friendship with Davis is anything to go by, the former presidential candidate will likely be none too pleased about Uzi's SNL appearance. So stay tuned. Let's see what Kanye say about Uzi.
I just want to call something out on that story because this is so random, but Pete Davidson isn't famous for being from SNL. Like, no one knows any of his SNL skits because he hardly had any. He's famous from pop culture and who he's dated. That's what he's famous for. So like, he's actually famous for not being in skits.
Right.
So I mean he is super famous. I'm not saying he's not famous, but I thought that SNL taking credit saying that like they made him famous. I'm like, nah, dude, you didn't do that because you didn't put him in shit.
That's like them saying that they made Keenan famous, and we know where that came.
Well, Good Burger made Keenan famous, or Keenan and Kel. Sorry, Keenan and Kel.
To me, them kiddie shows made him famous.
Yeah, Keenan and Kel is what it was called.
Yeah, that made him famous because there was a generational type like this.
I've never seen that show, and I know that show. You know what I mean? So that's how big that show was. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Also, I believe shout out to Redman. He had a birthday that just passed.
Yeah. Shout out to Redman.
You know what I'm saying? And shout out to K Solo. His birthday was today.
Yeah.
I'll always remember these cats because my first tour I ever went on was EPMD with K Solo. Gossip X just came out. Redman just came out. And man, we was wild every day. We freestyle, battle, like all the time. See, when you was on them kind of tours, I might have mentioned before, whereas, them people, the tour wasn't like a week or whatever. That shit probably was a month or more than a month.
Yeah.
So these people be like your friends, like you was, because you might have been in a food spot with this one. You might have been hanging over here, this one smoking, chilling, whatever. Every day you were seeing cats more than your family in that little bit of time.
Yeah.
That's why when I talk about Smoking Grooves, shit, it was daily shit that we was like, yo, what's up? Be real. Buster. Somebody I might have just sat my ass down, chilling, right? And now, you're with somebody from Black Eyed Peas or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like every day. So it became this like kind of cool, like, you know what I mean? So almost by force, but by nature. But anyway,
I fucked up a couple times with Redman. I fucked up on the beat earlier in my career, and then later in my career, remember when I was shooting his videos, he goes, "I want you to be my video guy," and I'm like, "Oh, you gotta go here, here, and here." I'm like, "I don't think so, man." I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna happen. So I fucked up twice on that, but I don't mind the beat thing earlier in my career was I still regret, but the video thing I don't regret because I don't want to do that. Travel every day here.
It's some people's dreams, not yours.
Yeah. Like I built a career. I feel like that I don't have to do what I don't want to do. You know what I mean? If I want to jump on a show when he comes out here for 3 nights, then I do that. But I don't want to go to Denmark and then fucking this place and that place. And all I'm going to see, I'm going to see the hotel. I'm going to sit in the hotel and charge my batteries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're the one who judges your success. And if that's what you wanted, if this is the career you wanted, then you got what you wanted, then you're good.
I did 2 videos for him. So those were kind of that was a bucket list. The first one was definitely a bucket list thing for me. So that was cool.
I just put on my
we got an owl.
The binoculars, kid. So that was one other thing I wanted to say what you guys were talking about, but I can't remember. But
well, one more thing, like in the sports round too.
Oh.
So being from Boston, we know that the Bruins just completed the greatest season of all time in National Hockey League. I think it was 64 wins or 65, something like that. That's what they ended up with, but they broke the record. David Pastrnak had 61 goals on the year, and now they're in the playoffs. So they get game 2 tonight. I'm riding with the Bruins. I'm a Boston team. My Boston, hey, y'all know what it is.
Do you like? Do you just like it? Because, sorry. Do you just like it because it's the Boston Bruins, or do you actually like hockey? Do you like hockey?
I like hockey.
Oh, nice.
So what happened was me growing up. We was kids in the hood emulating the Boston Bruins. You know what I mean? Who had great
street hockey.
Like they had Bobby Orr, Jerry Cheevers, Derek Sanderson, Phil Esposito. Like, look, I know all those names from way back then, and that was hockey.
Yeah.
When hockey wasn't even as embracing as it is now, people of color, whatever. It's what we knew it inside out. Every Sunday back then when I was a kid, the Globe, the Boston Globe paper that we have out here, had a pullout of one of the plays.
Yeah.
And you could, if you were black, you had those things hanging up too. You know what I mean? And playing hockey with broomsticks. Black dudes in the hood say, Bobby Orr scores. I'm like, yo, that's so I learned hockey at a young age.
Yeah.
I never said, damn, I want to play it. I just always thought it was cool how they stopped. You know, when the motherfuckers be skating,
brawling on ice skates.
They kick that ice up like that. I always thought that was kind of fly.
I love the sound of the skate on the ice, and I love when the goalies come out and brawl. You know there's a problem.
And plus, another thing that was amazing is goaltenders, because they're doing splits and all kinds of shit. Like, and believe it or not, I used to like speed skating, to watch skating in the Olympics, because I thought that was fly shit out of these dudes.
Yeah.
And women were flying in these skates, like, you know what I mean? And it was crazy. But anyway, so shout out to the Bruins, man. Hopefully first of all, you can't have the best record in the league and don't win the cup. So if they don't win the cup, it's all bullshit, right, to me. Like when the Patriots went that whole year and lost the Super Bowl. You know, so if they don't win it all, then it's garbage. But it's still a great feat. You had the record will never be forgotten.
Yeah.
Until it's broken. But you know, and when that record's probably broken, you know, most likely we won't be around. You know what I mean? So even y'all, I mean, shit, you know. So what you were talking about earlier when we were talking about bald head people and you know, how to let your hair go and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say, right? All of these guys that are running around with those hairlines, that is not real hair. It's just the fade.
Again, just
Willy. What was it called when we were kids?
It looks like me go up with our thumb and just erase the hairline and the hair. Listen, let me tell you guys.
I just want it to rain.
That I've seen that do this, every one of you I've seen, it looks stupid as hell for real. It's like that shit doesn't look like it's natural. You know, it's crazy too because dudes have lines. I mean, shout out to the barbers, who's getting these dudes to do this, because you're not doing that at home. The shit is too perfect. You know what I mean? It looks
some of them be cricket. Those would be the home ones, like but yeah, they be doing artwork.
It looks like a number 2 pencil and just. You know how you like color stuff in
Willy. Remember you could draw the hair on the guy. Here's something I think is for bald guys. What do you think? Do you agree with me, Big Shug? I think if you're bald, you have to have some sort of facial hair, or it's too much. I think.
I feel like it works. You know what I mean? But if you can't grow it, it's a little different.
Even a little scruff or something, it just looks wow. Maybe it's just white people. Maybe on the crackers.
No, some people do that too. Some people are like that too. They're like, damn, I can't grow it on top, so I'm gonna let it grow extra on my face and my arm.
Compensate.
But what I'm saying, I'm just saying. Yo, on some real shit though. Yeah, probably so. It is a better look if you could get it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. Yo, y'all with the little magic marker headlines, whatever.
Let it go, bro. Let it go.
When I see you, and I'm looking at you, just know that and even if I'm not around you, don't see you, and you see this podcast, just know that shit looks stupid as hell. I'm trying. And somebody next door is looking at, or wherever you're at, saying, "Wow." Especially a woman you might meet, she's like, "Damn, you know."
We noticed that
the wrong
it's
way.
not cute. Don't fake.
Hit you the wrong way on that head and erase your whole front hairline, and you're gonna look crazy as hell. Yo, but anyway, where we at? We ready for that?
That's it. It's that time of the week.
It's that time.
Shout out.
You started it.
Shout out to our guest. Nobody. We don't need no guests. This is the Danger Zone podcast.
It's all about us.
Our people, man, 6'5", you know what I'm saying? Yo, so, listen, this year, right? Stupid as hell. So we got it like this. Morocco, Paris Saint-Germain, Morocco and Paris Saint-Germain footballer, Achraf Hakimi, has become a trending topic across the world after his wife discovered he owns nothing, despite earning millions of euros as a sportsman in his prime. So what it is he this great footballer, or some of us like to call it soccer, who was rich as hell, made a bunch of money, but his wife, they divorced.
They were together since he was 19, I think.
Right. So, according to reports, his mother's name is on the title of 80% of everything he owns. Right. So they recall that Hakimi and Heba started dating. They were wed in 2020. They had 2 boys. She filed for divorce sometime in March this year, following an allegation of cheating. The fact that Hakimi was under investigation in Paris, France for alleged rape, even though his marriage to the Spanish actress has already been deteriorating for months and was the last straw. So she had divorced him. But her divorcing was like, okay, I'm going to divorce this cat and I'm going to get all this money and whatever he owns. But he doesn't own that, even the money that his mother. This is true, your mother having your back. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as we did the show, Boston Castle is seeking Japanese males 50 to 60 years old. Mm-mm. But anyway, that came down.
Sir, the danger zone.
I read. So this week, stupid as hell, is going to have to be his wife, because the fact you felt like, oh, and that's how it all is with everybody. Okay, well, I'm not going to be with him, but I'll have millions. Well, you can't take his mother's. You know what I mean? Like you get the 20%. You know what I'm saying?
Number one, you're the wife, so you should have known what's going on. But number two, if that's the case, sign a prenup. It don't have to be all that. Sign it up, because if you didn't help that person build that business, and if you weren't the one to stand by their side, then I'm sorry, you shouldn't get the money. I mean, the kids should get money for support, of course. So
listen, Heba, I believe that you could live or whatever, but see, it goes past that. It goes to people wanting more. Like, okay, you got 50 million. I want 25. Yeah. Then you find out her name is Heba. So Heba, who is their ex-wife, or they're in the process of being divorced, I respect you as a mom and what have you. Yeah, but as far as trying to look at his money, you're stupid as hell. And now you're going to have to deal with that 20%. Peace.
So, yeah, before we go, shout out to everybody listening. We got Big Shug June 10th in Roxbury, Big Shug May 11th in Cambridge. Okay. I just dropped, speaking of trap houses, I just dropped a video called Stove Needs a Break. It's on this channel, my YouTube channel if you're not watching.
No name should be said.
Make sure you get out after everything too. Yeah, like you just said, the video Stove.
New Instagram for Shug, new Facebook for Shug. Make sure you get on that.
New. Get on that new.
Big Shug Gang Star, like we said, people who don't have nothing to do hack their accounts, so we got to rebuild. So Big Shug Gang Star, and
I'm sure it won't take long. Big Shug Gang Star.
It sucks about the followers, but the handle's better. Like the one less word is better for the at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all good, man. It'll build itself up. The next first and foremost is May 11th with Core Mega. Black Poet from Screwball, Black Medine, and yours truly, Big Shug. We're going to rock that shit heavy. May 11th, come through. And like DL said, the 10th of June 10th, save the date. It'll be a block party in Nubian Square, Boston, Roxbury, with performances by me, LOG, DJ Premier, and Planet Patrol. And people, some breakdancing and the elements of hip hop.
That's a daytime show. That's a daytime show. People 1 to 6.
Yes, 1 to 6. Man.
So make sure.
So if you like right now though, it's not even a hood no more. It's so gentrified. But come on through and get some. They gonna have food too and all that, man. So come through. Like I said, man, it was a great episode. Sometimes you just got to be.
We're not going to talk about the football player that had a heart attack. And coming back. What's his name?
Tomlin.
You have no Hamlin. Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin. It's no problem with you bringing that up. Shit, girl, bring it up.
Yeah, he's good. What do you think about that? He's tested for playing.
I thought it was great because it's been not even 6 months, and he's cleared to go back to play. He wants to play. And his doctor even said, for his mental health, he thinks it'd be a good thing for him to play football.
I think he should play. I think it's such a fucking freak accident.
For him to get cleared, he has to be clear. So therefore, they know they even showed him working out. I saw that. He looked like it never happened. Now, for him as a person, you have to get over the hurdles. You know what I mean? He has no fear of it. And obviously, they're probably telling him something that won't happen again because he's back out there at a professional level. It's not even like the team said, okay, go ahead and chill for a year. Yeah. You know what I mean? We still got you. They're letting him do what he want to do. And it's an amazing feat. By the grace of God, a lot happens, man. It's good to see him out here. He's a young man continuing to do what he loves, and we'll be watching it. We with you, Damar, man, and have a great football season, except for when you play the Patriots. Other than that, man, and plus, damn, now I gotta root for Buffalo a little bit because my man Damian Harris got traded to them too. So now, I'm like, damn. But when they play the Patriots,
Buffalo.
You know how it was when we did football standards all last year. I never picked against them the whole time. You know what I mean? So I guess we were right 7 times or whatever. But
and there wasn't there another deal, highest football deal? It was 205 million?
255 million.
Excuse me, 255.
How many years?
5 years, right?
I think it's 5.
What?
Yeah,
holy shit.
But only 179 is guaranteed. So Jalen Hurts, and what that means is guaranteed means that no matter whatever else, you're guaranteed to get the $179 million, period. So,
good for you, buddy.
It's great for him. It's great because if anybody has ever fouled Jalen Hurts, Jalen was a starting quarterback as a freshman, redshirt freshman maybe, or I don't remember, but he was the starter, probably a freshman for Alabama. Big, prestigious, took him a long way. Then one year he was replaced by Tua, that plays for Miami.
Yeah.
And and he was a backup. So then they won a national championship. So then he transferred to Oklahoma. And then he had a great year there, and he was drafted. Then he was a backup to Carson Wentz. And then when they moved on from him, then this dude had a great year. And then this year was a Super Bowl, and they almost won it on his shoulder. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns. So he deserves the money. He's a great player, great personality, man, and respect. On that note, though, get out of here. It's been real good, and I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. And remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
As we grow, we glow. And also, in the midst of there's been some shootings that I didn't really get into that much because them sad moments is always crazy. But for all of that, we got to get some type of control on that. We don't have know what the answers are, but I pray for the families that. The judge, a young kid was just recently shot, two actually, one for knocking on the wrong door, one was in his own home. It's just madness. You know what I mean? So we hope that
local shootings.
Yeah. One was, and the other one was
knocking on the door was.
What about those?
Thank God he got shot in the head and in the body.
What about those girls?
He's still living. Still, we don't know what the situation's going to be. So, anyway, man. I don't want to lead on a sad note. DL, you look like you ain't got no neck. So,
get your neck out.
So protect your neck, kid. Protect your neck, kid.
We don't have to leave on a sad note. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure the hard I had.